industry which I feel is going to be affected by GST is the software industry. Like in the past, there was a lot of confusion whether software is goods or software is services or whether it's part goods and part services. How is the GST regime going to look at software industry?
I think software industry, it's a very good situation to be in under GST era, because presently not only it's a question of the tax on the output service, where they were unsure of whether it is a service or a goods, because various Supreme Court judgments said goods, but still the software was part of the service tax entry also. And in many cases, the software service provider used to charge both VAT as well as service tax in order to avoid any litigation on them. And the users of the software also not eligible for credits in most of the cases. So, under the present scenario, the buyer of the software becomes eligible for the credit, because that software is going to be obviously used for the business purpose, if it is used for the business purpose. And they will also be eligible for all the setups, whatever services they are consuming. And this distinction between goods and services is not relevant.
Yeah, like I do understand your point that if it was goods, then the credit was not available for set off against service tax.
Yes.
Since both of them have merged now,
Yes.
so the total amount which is available is charged by way of GST is available for set off.
Yes.
So both for the consumer as well as for the service provider,
Yes.
it's a good situation.
It's a very good situation. It's a very good situation.
What about the telecom sector? Like, are the prices of telecom services going to come down as a result of GST? Are they going to benefit in some way, or how are they going to be taxed?
I don't think it should come down, because presently the rate of service tax is 15%. In GST it is going to be 18%. But what I have understood is that this 3% gap which is there, it should be offset by the enhanced credit available to the telecom companies. They will be definitely having more credits than what they used to have in the present scenario, because whatever goods or services they are consuming. So for that reason, that 3% gap, if they pass on the benefit to the consumers, then it should remain more or less the same.
I see. So on the whole, it will not have any impact on the telecom sector.
On the whole, it should not be neither positive nor negative.
How is the GST going to affect the electricity industry?
On electricity, there is no GST. So from that point of view, there is no impact. But one of the major raw material of the electricity sector, that is coal, presently it was taxed at 12% of centralized duty. Now under GST it has been reduced to 5%. So their cost of production is going to go down because of the reduction in the taxes on the purchases. So if they pass on the benefit, then the rates of electricity should come down. And as far as the distribution and transmission of the electricity is concerned, the situation remains the same, because it was not taxable under the service tax regime also, and it is not taxable under it has been exempted in the GST also.
There is a general impression that agricultural activity in any form does not attract any kind of tax, whether be it income tax, be it service tax, be it sales tax. Is it going to change under the new regime, under the GST regime?
Under GST, though some agricultural produce are within the zero rate category, so that is a different thing altogether. But the agriculturist, until unless that agriculturist is an individual or an HUL who either does the cultivation on its own or through the employment of labor, it will be taxable. For example, say Reliance has farms and they have agricultural production, and the item which they are producing, some of it might be in the zero rate category. So if it is in the zero rate category, then obviously it is exempted, not taxable. I would say not exempted, not taxable. But if it is not in the zero rate, then it will become taxable. So until and unless then agricultural production is done by an individual or an HUF, it is taxable.